discussion about artificial intelligence in auditing. So here in China.
Sorry, I thought we were just trying, but I would like to present you first to the audience. And
okay.
then we can start. I'm sorry for the confusion.
No worries. No worries.
Because I'm going to introduce first in Spanish, probably, because there are many Spanish speakers, and then I can explain the process of translation as well to all of them. And we're going to wait for people to join. Buenos días a todas y todos. Muchas gracias por asistir hoy. Estamos esperando a que se terminen de unir las personas al enlace y comenzamos en unos minutos. We're going to start in some minutes. This is going to be a mix between Spanish and English, so we're gonna start in some minutes after everyone connects the room. Okay. Bueno, les comento en español para quienes se van uniendo que tenemos presentación en inglés, por lo tanto estamos usando la transcripción de Zoom. Así que les pido, si es que tienen la opción, no sé si les aparece de manera automática, que lo puedan activar. Así que vamos a trabajar ahí entre una mezcla entre español e inglés. Si alguien tiene algún problema con la traducción, nos podría hacer saber a través del chat. Okay, so we are going to start in some minutes. I'm gonna start speaking in English. Thank you very much for everyone to attend this talk. I like to appreciate the presence of Dr. Xu Yi, I hope I pronounce it well, from the Nanjing Audit University, who's joining us today, and also Dr. Diego Fuentealba, who is an academic from our university, Universidad de Santiago de Chile. So both speakers join us today to present our talk about artificial intelligence, big data, and innovation in auditing. I'm going to check that everyone is understanding. Okay. So having said that, we are going to start with Professor Zhu. Professor Zhu is, well, an associate professor from University of Nanjing Audit University. He has developed many, well, I'm sorry. Let me look for this first. Yes, I got it here. Okay, now I can speak. Okay, Professor Zhu is a professor, associate professor of Nanjing Audit University in innovation and entrepreneurship. I'm gonna say some things about him first. Yeah, his research is centered in data audit and the interaction human-computer, and he has developed many research, published many research in high-quality journals. He has 13 patents as well, and software rights as first inventor. And sorry. Okay. And he has also participated in auditing missions at the United Nations. So having said that, we're going to give the microphone or the presentation to Chui, who's going to present, who's going to share us about his research today.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Can you see my screen?
Now we can, yes.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to join this seminar to talk about what we have been doing in China, mostly in our university. So my presentation title is Application of Large Language Models in Auditing. Before I begin my presentation, I want to share some insights about what we did in the past. So in the past decades in China, we for all the big company and the government, we build a lot of information systems. Those information system is not like designed on purpose for audit, but to provide like workflows for every different department. So we build a lot of systems, and now when we're trying to perform some audit work, we usually look into the system to extract data from that system and do some analysis. And when we trying to do this kind of analysis, so mostly what we did in the past is okay, based on auditors' experience, we know something will go south or went wrong in that specific task flow. And we will check how all be computerized, right, to make it data models, for example. So usually what we did is we have an auditor who is specialized in auditing, and we also will have a computer team, which we mostly focused on how to build this data analysis. So both teams will sit down together and we build a lot of different models trying to perform some kind of big data auditing. And this type of work, which we achieve a lot of very successful results. But the problem there is what we call these kind of model are small and specialized. So this model usually trained for a specific application scenario. So it can only do like a specific task. If we're trying to talk about another scenario, for example, a different company, a different workflow, so it's not possible to like or very difficult to transfer this kind of small and specialized data models into different scenarios. So this when we trying to see this in the artificial intelligence system, this is what we call expert system, right? So you can see from this picture, if we have a very big knowledge, so if we know how to do it and we know the rules, so we have the auditor sit down together with a computer guy, so we can build this kind of rule-based system. So we can have a lot of small data models that can perform a lot of great work. But the problem nowadays is the knowledge is the data is growing bigger and bigger. We have like millions and tons of different data, and a lot sometimes we actually don't know how to build the model or like a specific or special model to do the job. So we're trying to see if we can have like a more advanced or let's say machine learning reinforcement learning, this kind of like artificial intelligence to trying to improve our work efficiency. And so in 2020, the OpenAI released ChatGPT, which is one of the like leading large language models in the world. And it's actually get us thinking. So, can we use this kind of like advanced large language model to like use it in auditing field? So to trying to do or to resolve some difficult task. So for the knowledge that we don't know how to do it, can we use this kind of large language model to do the task? So for this ChatGPT, if we think about it, it
Sorry,
has like
Dr. Tu.
yeah.
I think I think the speaking language is not set to English. Could you please check that? I think we're having a
uh,
problem with the translation before you can continue. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
okay. So I wait a bit
I think when it says captions,
for me.
yes.
Let me do it. Is there so
And it's
how can I
asking
do
for a
that?
speaking language, and it should be English.
Speaking language. So how am I gonna do that?
It's where it says CC captions.
The captions. I actually have no actually I'm asking you to give me the permission. Okay, let's see.
Marcela, can you help us here?
I know. So the I need to change into English, right?
The speaking language, yes, because it's not
Yes.
recognizing it properly.
I think it's recognized as a Spanish. So how about
Now
now?
it's perfect. Yeah, thank you
It's
very much.
perfect? Okay,
Yeah, I'm sorry
okay.
for the interruption.
No worries.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So yeah, I can continue.
Yes, please.
So we find there are several key characteristics of ChatGPT or this kind of large language models. So they have very broad knowledge, not specific to audit, but you can ask basically anything. And it has strong reasoning method. And also, it can have a very strong interactive ability. So you can type in different dialogue and it will give you different, let's say, correct response. So besides the ChatGPT or OpenAI or Gemini in the US and in China, here we also have our own large language models. So here is a list of the top three of China's large language models. For example, Doubao, which is owned by the TikTok and Kimi and other large companies, they also have their large language models. But if we see these kind of large language models, they are basically provided by very big internet companies, right? For example, OpenAI, Google, or TikTok, or the Alibaba, for example, they are all internet giants. So when they design these large language models, they are not aim for auditing, right? They want to provide like answers for every different field. So when we trying to see what kind of this large language model can do for auditing, we actually need to know the abilities of this kind of AI or large language models. So what can a large language model do? So we actually summarized a bit. So we think a large language model, first, they can understand natural language and do some analytics. For example, when we type in a dialogue, so this kind of model, they can understand, they can do the semantic phrasing and analysis and understand and give you a correct response. So yeah, so when we have a user query, it will give you reasonable answers. So this is of course the one particular aspect for large language models. And the second thing that our ARM can do is a text generation. So when we give them a query, it can create a short paragraph, or if we give them a very long text, and the model can give us a shortened version or abstract of this long report. Or we can give them a very short abstract and ask the model to extend it to give us a long report. So the summarization or rewriting is also, of course, a great ability of this kind of model. And another aspect or very appealing part of this large language model is coding abilities, right? So when we talk about, like for example, Python, C, or C Sharp, or Java, these are computer language. Of course, the computer language is also another type of language. So this is also an aspect that large language model can master of. So all these kind of large language models, they have very great coding related abilities. So when we understand these abilities of a large language models, it draws us thinking, so what kind of scenario of audit that we can use these large language models? So here are four key applications that we developed in our university, and also we have a lot of close partners, big companies and governments. They were also using this type of applications in audit field. So these four scenarios are intelligent question and answer. Second is code assistant. The third is recommendation, case recommendation, regulation recommendation, and so on. And the last one is report generation. So let me explain or give you a short introduction of each application. But sorry about the image. The image is in Chinese, but I can explain what they are. So the first scenario is what we call intelligent question query and answer. So basically, these are very similar to the ChatGPT or any other large language models. When you ask audit questions, for example, ask what is audit purpose, how are we gonna do that, how we can collect information and what kind of regulation that we can use in this specific audit program, and the model will give you like relevant feedback. And of course, if you ask for the let's say the open sourced models, you usually cannot get like exactly the information or exactly right information that you want, because as I said earlier, this kind of that kind of model is usually designed by a big internet company, not designed for audit purpose. So what we usually do is we need to have this kind of open sourced model, or we say it's foundation model, and we will feed them with a lot of information related to audit. For example, different audit regulation, policies, audit report, and so on, and make sure that the model can understand the scenario of audit. Then we can ask a few questions. It will give you a right answer. Let me give you an example. This is what we did in the government for the social insurance policy. We have what we call social insurance policy explainer. So of course, at first, we make sure the model can learn a lot of different policies around the social insurance. So across the country, like different states, we have different policy, different city may have different policy. So we let the model to learn all different policies. Then we can ask some like basic questions. For example, what is the urban rural residents basic insurance? So this is a type of insurance that in China, and it will give you a short answer like a definition or the structure or the different kind of money, this kind of information. And of course, if we ask some details like, okay, we have a person that is born in one city and now transferred to another city, so how we gonna do with their social insurance? Right, this is like more in-depth questions. It asks you like different steps how to do that, and we can also the model will also based on the understanding of the policy and give you some instructions. And of course, we also have another different kind of question, like, okay, I was born in Suzhou, that is one of the cities in China, and now he is 14 years old this year. So you can ask, can I enroll this insurance program? So the model will check the policy and understand, okay, only at age 16 or above can apply for this kind of insurance. So under 14, it's not possible to join this policy. So and now you see the questions more in depth. It needs the AI to actually understand the question and also have some kind of computation or calculate or compare the keywords to give you the right answer. So this is what we did for the Q&A. So basically, you need to have a foundation model, then feed them with a specific area of audit to let the model to have the basic knowledge. Then they can do some Q&A. So this is the first scenario. The second scenario is what we call code assistant. So when we're trying to use AI in audit, one of the biggest challenge is to perform the analysis, right? So now in China, what we're trying to do is we trying to put like force all the auditors to learn some programming language. So for example, Python or SQL Server, so they can run their own analysis using this kind of programming language. But of course, for the auditors, they usually have not have very strong programming abilities. So when we try to do that, is we can ask the big data, not big data, the AI to generate the code for us, and we can check whether the code is right or wrong. So when we're trying to do that, of course, the large language models, they can provide the code, but we face a challenging there is for the auditors, they sometimes they cannot like describe their question specifically, right? They know how to analysis, they know the basic ideas, but when ask them to give a specific the table, a specific like a content of the table, sometimes we will face some challenges. So when we trying to fix the gap, so let me give you an example. So here, as you can see, in China, still for the social insurance policy, we actually have the standard tables across the country. So for the social insurance across country, we have the personal basic information. So all the system, they have the same structure. For the personal details, we also have the same structures across the country. So different fields, they will have the same name. So this is the platform that we are using at the moment. So you can see the interface looks like this, but it's in Chinese. So as you can see from the left side above here, you actually can choose different tables in our database. So for this database, for these tables, the structure is the same across the whole country. So when you choose different tables, and on the left here, you will see a small box. Here you just type what you want. For example, you want to search a specific person, or if you want to search like the company that size is above 200 person. And when you do that, you can just type in Chinese in natural language here. And as you can see from the right side here, we actually, the AI will generate the code for us, right? So here you can see the circle code here, and you can directly see the results here below. And for these results, it's directly linked to the database that we have in our garment. So when what we're trying to do here is, okay, first we can fix the tables that you need, then you can type your natural language to get the results that you may want. And of course, we can also ask the AI to generate the code for us on the right side. You see the here on the right side, then directly give you answer below. And of course, for this kind of platform, what we call code assistant, if we want to like improve our coding, or when we find some bugs, we'll also have this kind of platform that you can just type your code, and the assistant will help you to improve the code and check the bug and help you to fix that. And you can use this fixed code and go back to the searching interface to get the right answer. And we'll also have this kind of training interface. You can just directly ask questions about coding, and the large language model will give you the right feedback. So this is basically another form of Q&A. So this is the second scenario, and the third one is what we call case recommendation. So this is basically based on the current audit project, for example, different type of project, and the system will recommend similar historical cases and all like the related plans to you. And for example, when we're trying to do some audit project, and we can ask the AI to give you some like previous audit report, give you some data models that we are having, we already did. And of course, the AI will give you some recommendations based on the relevances. And of course, for the recommendation, what we did, what we have been doing is the regulation recommendations. So, for example, when we have a case here, and what we know that it may violate some regulation or internal rules, but as you may know, there are a lot of different regulations, a lot of different rules, and for the auditors, they may not like remember everything. So every time when we know something went wrong there, and we still need to go through all the books to get the right regulation or right rules to give some like audit recommendations. So what we did now is we put all different regulations or internal rules into these big large language models, and we train the models. Now, when we have a new audit findings, we can just type in the new audit findings and let the AI to give us some recommendations or regulation recommendation or rules recommendations. But the problem or challenging there is when we trying to use the foundation models like as I said earlier, ChatGPT or the Doubao or Kimi or any other open source the foundation models. It usually can only give you some like very generic or very broad regulations. So the reason there is these models are only learned information from the internet. They may not know the specific laws or regulations. And more importantly, if we trying to do internal audit, for example, a lot of companies, their internal rules are not public available. So for these foundation models, they cannot provide the right information. So what we did at the moment is we give this foundation model, we feed them with the internal regulation or rules, and sometimes we also have a database, right? So the database contains all the regulation and the rules within the company. And for the AI, so they not directly use their own knowledge, but first to search in the database to get the right laws, right regulations, and based on the similarity to give you the recommendations. And I think this we achieved good results about that. And the last one is a report generation. And for this is actually like a very strong or common aspect of this kind of large language models. So basically, when we have audit findings, we can put in this into the AI. It will give you a long report. And sometimes we have a long report, we can actually ask the model to give you summarized short paragraphs to give you more information. So basically, at the moment, we have these four different scenarios: intelligent Q&A, code assistance, and the third one is a case recommendation. Last one is the report generations. So at the moment, now we are thinking, so basically, we have a lot of foundation models that is available on the internet. For example, DeepSeek or GPT, they also have open source foundation models. And when we try to use this foundation model directly into the audit field, we may facing a lot of challenges. The answer is may not that right, and sometimes we will get unexpected answers and also a lot of false informations. So now we are still thinking when we trying to use these large language models in the audits, we still need what we call the knowledge base or knowledge database. So basically, we use a foundation model for the knowledge extraction, reasoning, and then use the knowledge database
Sí, lo
to
entiendo. Lo
combine
que pasa es que,
to
pero sí,
get the right audit informations. So this is basically what we're trying to do. And of course, finally, when we look into AI in the in auditing, we're still thinking there are four core capabilities that is very important. Of course, for the auditors, you need to have a AI mindset, right? To trying to use AI or at least a human AI collaboration to get better results. And of course, now a second one is how learn how to integrate, because now we have a lot of like every day we have a new AI models that is available online. So different models, they have different capabilities. So sometimes we need to combine them together to get to get more efficient. And the third one is to have a right guidance to let AI to give good output that may meet our expectation. And finally, I think the most important at the moment for the AI in auditing is our judgment for the auditor's judgment, because still at the moment we see a lot of false information and like false regulation, misunderstanding, these kind of things happens in the feedback or outcomes of AI. So maintain independent thinking, I think is uh, the most important thing for the auditors in this AI era. Yeah. I think this is what I'm trying to share. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Zhu. Muchas gracias por su presentación. Well, thank you very much. We're gonna, we have a couple of questions, but we're gonna leave them for the end of the talk. But it's really interesting to understand how the AI, I have troubles with pronouncing it between English and Spanish, but it's really interesting to understand how it's being used, the LLM models in China, which is a context that we are not very aware of many times, and it's really advanced in this issue. So it's really, thank you for sharing that with us. En español, ¿cierto? Agradeciendo al doctor Chu por su presentación y bueno, le comento que es bastante de repente extraño el contexto chino para nosotros, por lo tanto es muy útil conocer la experiencia desde allá. Vamos a dejar entonces las preguntas para el final de la charla y vamos a pasar con nuestro segundo presentador, que es el doctor Diego Fuentealba. We are going to start with our second presenter, which is Dr. Diego Fuentealba from Universidad de Santiago. So Diego es doctor en informática, sistemas y contabilidad. Y también, bueno, tiene bastantes publicaciones. La verdad es que no tengo ahí la introducción como debería, así que les pido disculpas. Pero Diego es académico de jornada completa del Departamento de Contabilidad y Auditoría de la Universidad de Santiago de Chile y nos va a presentar también entonces su trabajo en el área. For in English, Diego is academic of the Department of Accounting and Auditing of Universidad de Santiago de Chile. He's going to present then his research today, or his work in this topic that we are talking about in this seminar. So Diego, when you are ready, please.
Okay. ¿Ven la presentación?
Sí.
Sí,
Se ve
se
bien.
ve.
Ok. En esta parte voy a dar la charla en español, pero igualmente la presentación la preparé en inglés. No sé si el doctor Yun, Yunchi, Yunji, podrá ver la traducción correctamente, sino para cambiarme a inglés. ¿Está por ahí o no?
A lo mejor se cayó.
No. Professor, can you hear us? Yunchi?
Yes,
Sí.
yes, I can hear you.
I was
Sí.
speaking in Spanish, but I would like to confirm if you see the captions or the subtitles in English correctly.
I think you need to switch back to Spanish because I
Eh,
think I changed the
le-
language.
a ver, ahora hablo en español. ¿Puedes ver bien la traducción?
Yo creo que sí. Vamos aquí.
Can you see the translation when I speak in Spanish?
Yes, yes. Now I have the translation.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Bueno, esta presentación la he ido preparando a medida que he estado trabajando con ciertos tópicos de contabilidad y auditoría. Por lo mismo, primero me gustaría mencionar un poco una pregunta que me estaba haciendo desde que llegué al departamento, particularmente, ¿por qué hoy en día podemos decir que la inteligencia artificial está revolucionando la profesión? eh, Algunos desafíos que he ido encontrando a través de mi trabajo, incluso previo de llegar al departamento, y al mismo tiempo, cómo podríamos nosotros desde la academia eh, dirigir lo que son los desafíos, ¿ya? Muy en línea a lo que ya se presentó. En primera instancia, una de las respuestas que me gustaría enfatizar tiene que ver un poco con el avance técnico, tal como hemos estado trabajando, que hoy en día es posible trabajar con los modelos de Transformer particularmente, con los grandes modelos de lenguaje que recién se presentaron, pero la pregunta en mi caso proviene porque la inteligencia artificial se viene trabajando hace bastante tiempo antes de que hoy en día sea como un boom, ¿ya? Pensemos que originalmente fue Alan Turing que propuso algunos elementos de inteligencia artificial y estamos hablando ya que antes del 2000 ya hablábamos de las redes neuronales y después del 2000 ya lo que son las redes profundas. Y, y el 2017 con el paper de Google salieron los modelos de Transformers y ya después con la posibilidad de que todos pudiésemos trabajar con algún modelo de lenguaje, un LLM, como ChatGPT, empezaron muchas empresas a tratar de utilizar, digamos, esta capacidad de procesar datos, información, etcétera. Em, pero me gusta enfatizar que realmente no es algo nuevo. De hecho, si alguno de ustedes, por ejemplo, ha visto Netflix o o ha hecho alguna compra, esos sistemas ya incluían recomendación, por ejemplo, y muchos de estos sistemas de recomendación utilizaban inteligencia artificial desde hace mucho antes. Por lo tanto, en general, la inteligencia artificial realmente ha estado presente, solamente que ha estado un poco escondida hasta que tenemos la posibilidad de interactuar directamente con una herramienta como ChatGPT. Por lo mismo, dentro, digamos, de la, de la pregunta que me he estado haciendo, he tenido que buscar y preguntar qué están haciendo algunas de las grandes empresas y qué tipo de aplicaciones han estado trabajando. Por ejemplo, ya muchas empresas, como pueden ver, han estado integrando chatbots para analizar y en algunos casos también hay muchos algoritmos para detectar fraude que se ha estado trabajando desde antes, incluso desde la banca. Por lo tanto, hay empresas como Deloitte que se ha encargado de generar algunos prototipos o algunos trabajos de chatbots y tener sistemas que detecten fraude. Otras empresas han desarrollado sus propias plataformas como Clara y Halo que automatizan lo que son el análisis de datos y también la evaluación de riesgo. Y por otro lado, también lo que se llama la auditoría continua, que tratan de detectar en tiempo real algún tipo de anomalía que exista. Un elemento importante que se puede mencionar es que en general casi todas estas plataformas ayudan bastante con el trabajo, la rapidez con que se hacen ciertas tareas, al punto que ya existe cierto software que está funcionando y que en algunos casos incluso lo venden o lo integran, ya que ya se ha trabajado con mejorar lo que son los reportes financieros y la extracción de ciertos datos, eh, lo cual es bastante interesante en el contexto de que uno no necesita realmente implementar su propio sistema, sino que ya hay cierto software que lo está ofreciendo y que tienen ciertos elementos de analítica, en algunos casos avanzada. En general, como les mencionaba, dentro de las cosas que se pueden destacar está la eficiencia operativa y la precisión, en especial porque se han reportado que antiguamente al procesar mucha información, se puede hoy en día reducir los costos porque cierta información se puede procesar de manera mucho más rápida, acelerando bastante, como se puede ver en EY, según lo que se ha reportado el proceso de trabajar, de procesar información, etcétera. Además que ha generado también una especie de detección inteligente con respecto a ciertos elementos, ya que pasa a ser como una especie de asistente que permite mostrar información estratégica, desde detectar algunas anomalías anteriormente, a incluso mejorar la detección de ciertos elementos que se ha estado trabajando. Sin embargo, bueno, y en nuestro caso también, incluso en alguna charla que he dado anteriormente con los egresados, con los alumni, he tenido la posibilidad de preguntar explícitamente qué han hecho dentro del mercado nacional, cómo lo han estado trabajando, en donde, por ejemplo, ya la mayoría lo utiliza, bueno, no la mayoría, un 40% por lo menos de la muestra de 21 personas que fueron consultadas en una presentación, reportaron que lo utilizan para generación de reportes y análisis. Eh, También han estado trabajando con la automatización de ciertas tareas Y por otro lado, también le ha servido para apoyo organizacional y cierto tipo de entrenamiento que incluye algunos elementos como, por ejemplo, el tratar de mostrar cierta información en particular, porque también la han utilizado algunas herramientas interactivas que ya incluyen algún tipo de elementos analíticos en la herramienta. Y por otro lado, ya alguna innovación emergente, porque algunas personas reportaron que sus empresas estaban construyendo ya algunos chatbots, pero no tenían, digamos, claridad sobre qué tan útil podía ser, dado que los chatbots que tenían internos no eran tan buenos como Gemini o ChatGPT. Dentro de las herramientas, como pueden ver, se pudieron ver que la mayoría trabajó con asistentes generativos para la parte de informes y por otro lado para algunas empresas tenían algún elemento de automatización en especial porque ya tenían conectado algunas herramientas analíticas con los ERP de su propia empresa y en algunos casos también para los reportes, o mejor dicho, para justamente van a ser reportes financieros, etcétera. Y en general, muchos de ellos trabajan con alguna parte de inteligencia artificial invisible, porque Power BI con Google Workspace tiene algunos elementos de analítica, de dashboard, que incluyen partes de analítica, pero nosotros realmente no estamos como trabajando explícitamente con ello, por lo tanto pasa a ser un poco invisible para nosotros. Y en general, el trabajo ha sido, por lo que he podido ver, de manera como independiente y recién ahora están empezando a incluir algún tipo de modalidad distinta en el procesamiento de los datos, entendiendo que una modalidad, por ejemplo, puede ser analizar un reporte financiero, pero esto se debiera cruzar, y eso están apuntando algunos casos, que ese reporte financiero tenga algún tipo de revisión y análisis de algún reporte o algún documento o alguna política quizás que de alguna manera diga que existe un problema quizás con algún reporte financiero, etcétera. Un elemento que nosotros hemos estado trabajando en el departamento viene, digamos, de dos inspiraciones, digamos. Una que la había encontrado hace un tiempo atrás con un caso de Air Canada, en donde se construyeron chatbots y se dejaron disponibles. Sin embargo, uno de los clientes trató al conversar con el chatbot, logró que el chatbot dijera algún tipo eh, de política que realmente no existía relacionado al reembolso de los tickets de vuelo. Y cuando a partir, digamos, de esa información que le proveyó el chatbot, fue esa persona a pedir su reembolso, le dijeron que ese reembolso, lo que dijo el chatbot, no era correcto con respecto a las políticas de la empresa. Finalmente se fueron a una corte y se fueron a un juicio y finalmente se determinó que efectivamente tenía la empresa que responder, dado que la empresa había dejado disponible este chatbot para responder preguntas. Y por lo tanto, uno de los elementos que vengo trabajando de hace tiempo viene a ser cómo estas tecnologías, particularmente los grandes modelos de lenguaje, pueden ser supervisados y auditados. Cuando leí este caso, de hecho, una noticia de la BBC que pueden buscar, me encontré que a medida que sigamos trabajando con este tipo de tecnología, vamos a ir encontrando este tipo de potenciales problemas. Y algo que ocurrió hace muy poco tiene que ver con un caso de Deloitte, en donde se hizo un reporte para Australia y ese reporte venía con mucha información falsa, muchos links y referencias que realmente no existían. Y claramente ahí falló una parte de supervisión con respecto a lo que entregó el modelo, el reporte que se hizo, en especial porque no existía una especie de trazabilidad con respecto a la información que se estaba presentando. Al no existir referencia correcta, claramente podemos decir que el modelo está alucinando, pero eso tiene que ver con respecto a la trazabilidad de la información. Por eso, algunas de las cosas que hemos trabajado en el laboratorio ha estado relacionada con respecto a cómo nosotros podemos ver el resultado de ciertas preguntas y tratando de ver cómo validar ciertas tareas de los modelos. Hemos revisado, por ejemplo, qué ocurre si le pedimos cierta información, por ejemplo, que revise un reporte financiero y dé cierta opinión eh, sin algún entrenamiento previo, con así un modelo estándar de ChatGPT, algunos mejorando lo que son los prompts, que estamos orientados a esta tecnología o ingeniería de prompt que ha salido en el mercado, y finalmente un ChatGPT personalizado que incluya cierta información relacionada a ciertas formas de trabajar los reportes, que podamos, digamos, tener dentro de un conocimiento base. Si bien en la mayoría de los casos se puede decir que desde el modelo sin entrenamiento, uno con entrenamiento, logró responder cierta información coherente, una de las cosas que claramente detectamos es que desde que, por ejemplo, los GPT estándar no son tan precisos y la información que entrega no es tan profunda en comparación con con algún tipo de prompt más complejo, particularmente algunos relacionados a la cadena de pensamiento, por ejemplo, y esta misma técnica también, utilizándose en un GPT personalizado, uno puede ver que existe cierta mejora claramente, pero el dilema más grande que podemos detectar rápidamente tiene que ver con las mejoras, es decir, cómo nosotros, por ejemplo, detectamos que por un lado está relacionado a que a lo mejor hay un prompt bien estructurado versus que el ChatGPT tenga o algún tipo de modelo de lenguaje tenga la información correcta o algún tipo de conocimiento base idóneo para hacer algún trabajo en particular, como revisar un reporte, y en especial, en algunos casos también, tratar de entender que es posible que el mismo modelo de lenguaje no interprete bien la información debido a alguna falta de conocimiento, y existe este tema de la alucinación que finalmente termina generando algún problema. Y en especial porque si bien supongamos que alguna empresa logre generar algún tipo de GPT relacionado en contabilidad y auditoría, también nosotros tenemos nuestras regulaciones chilenas que claramente cada país va a tener que ir adaptando según sus regulaciones eh, algún tipo de modelo de lenguaje o inteligencia artificial que se quiera trabajar. En especial porque dados los casos que pudimos ver, existe todavía problemas con la validación de los resultados. Es decir, estos dos casos que fueron noticia claramente mostraron que posiblemente en una fase previa no hubo una buena validación o no se hizo un test adecuado. Además de algunos tipos de problemas genéricos que podemos encontrar, digamos, a integrar esta tecnología, en especial porque también tenemos que enfrentar cierto cambio cultural, en especial cuando estamos integrando una nueva tecnología, y claramente hay algo que ocurre mucho con la inteligencia artificial, y eso no importa el tipo de uso que se dé. Muchas de las investigaciones hoy en día están tratando de mejorar lo que son la explicabilidad o la transparencia de los modelos, porque finalmente los modelos muestran información, pero no es clara sobre cómo esta información fue calculada, qué tipo de datos fue el más importante para mostrar alguna predicción, etcétera. Bueno, desde cómo nosotros podemos enfrentarlo de la academia. Bueno, hay algunos elementos que, como les decía, ya estamos trabajando y que he visto que se están trabajando también en algunos papers que he podido encontrar. En primera instancia, el hacer una auditoría algorítmica, particularmente es el explicar el por qué llega a ciertas conclusiones y tiene que ver con un área que se ha estado trabajando, que es la explicabilidad de los modelos. Conozco ya empresas que han propuesto, digamos, algunos modelos con grado de explicabilidad, como aquí puedo mencionar a Equifax, que ellos han estado trabajando en implementar eh, modelo de explicabilidad porque algunos clientes, por ejemplo, han estado pidiendo que se muestre el por qué se llegan a ciertas conclusiones. Por otro lado, también hay que tener presente que probablemente hay una especie de interacción humano-computador que hay que investigar, en especial porque se está compartiendo cierta responsabilidad. Uno no puede delegar completamente a un modelo que se está recién como lanzando, como vimos los casos, se está recién publicando un modelo y ya estamos trabajando con él, pero requiere bastante validación, en especial por algún profesional certificado. En especial porque también existen ciertas regulaciones que se tienen que ir integrando. De hecho, el modelo que nosotros personalizamos tenía ciertas regulaciones para revisar los cálculos y eso claramente mostró una mejora en cómo procesaba ese reporte. Y en especial también, en algunos casos, tener presente cierto elemento ético, tanto en el entrenamiento como también en el uso, ¿ya? En el entrenamiento, entender que posiblemente algunos modelos fundacionales pueden venir con sesgos con respecto a la información que trabaja, entendiendo que eh, ChatGPT, por ejemplo, fue entrenado con mucha información de Wikipedia, noticias de diarios, pero no necesariamente de nuestros países. Entonces, ese tipo de elementos hay que considerarlo, que posiblemente existe un sesgo que no es tan evidente en los modelos de lenguaje que se estén trabajando, o en los modelos de inteligencia artificial que se estén trabajando, ¿ya? Em, Eso por mi lado, así que si alguien tiene preguntas, bienvenida sea.
Muchas gracias, Diego. Vamos a, de hecho, pasar a una ronda de preguntas. So thank you very much, Diego. We're gonna now start with the Q&A session. Pero gracias, Diego, por tu presentación. También, como siempre, muy interesante lo que nos relatas y los desafíos también que representa eh, la inteligencia artificial en la contabilidad y la auditoría. So I'm not sure if speaking in English or in Spanish. I'm going to try to do both. So we're going to start with the questions from the audience. There are not too many, so I'm gonna do all of them. So we're gonna start with the question of Rafael Paredes. I'm gonna say it in English or in Spanish, and then between Dr. Ju and Diego, you can both reply or see who wants to reply to the question. So the question is, we know that AI models are only as good as the data they are trained on. How do you ensure that the algorithms used in auditing do not incorporate systemic biases by sector, size, region, or type of company that could distort professional judgment? Entonces el profesor Rafael Paredes hace la consulta, ¿cierto? Respecto de cómo aseguramos que los algoritmos usados en auditoría no incorporen sesgos sistémicos que puedan distorsionar el juicio profesional. Diego or Dr. Zhu, any of you wants to give an answer to that question?
Yeah, I think I can try to to reply to this question. I think this is a very good question. This is also what we trying to do. Being like this is a very challenging questions. I think as Diego in his presentation, they actually he gives us some solutions. So I actually I fully agree with Diego that one hand is actually it's very difficult to like fully remove the algorithm bias. I think it's very difficult. But on the other hand, we have several ways to at least make sure that the user can trust the algorithm or can trust AI. For example, we can like improve the transparency. As you can see, for the new reasoning AI, they actually have like show all the thinking process of the AI. That is a very good way to improve the user's trust, right? So we can clearly show how the artificial intelligence think how to give that answers. So basically, before you get the answer, you actually have a small gray shade part of the answer. That's is step one. The AI did that. Step two, AI did that. The step three, why AI think about that. So use these ways we can at least can let's say improve the transparency. This is one way. And of course, another way is to train the AI with the data that within the company, let's say the gold data or like very informative, useful data within the audit scope will also can help increase or like remove the bias. And of course, there's the third way that we've been thinking is okay, we can for specific task we build a database that actually have a lot of right answer, good answers. We have store them in the database and ask the AI to actually provide the not right but the most relevant information first search from the database because when we trying to do the audit job a lot of like scenarios we actually have to follow the standard procedures we have to follow the standard regulations. So these are not things that can easily change or you can just combine things together. So I think this is to create a database is also a way. This is my response. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do you want to complement the reply, Dr. Diego?
Sí, no sé si hablar en inglés o en español también.
As you wish.
Ok, déjame cambiar entonces
Puede
subtítulos.
ser en español para hacer ahí un balance con la audiencia.
Algo que había mencionado en la presentación, justamente, mm, y, y- y concordando con el profesor Shunji, que mejorar la transparencia es una de las formas que se ha estado trabajando incluso en la industria. Y no solamente con los grandes modelos de lenguaje. Por ejemplo, si hay algún algoritmo que muestra riesgo en las personas, por ejemplo, no sabemos con claridad cuál de todos los factores fue más relevante para poder mostrar eso. Entonces, muchos de estos modelos vienen con un entrenamiento previo, por lo tanto, si uno no tiene un poco más de control, uno pudiese aplicar algunas estrategias de datos, de que el entrenamiento de los datos no venga con tanto sesgo, como por ejemplo fijarse las características de la población, por ejemplo, si de repente los datos están muy sesgados hacia alguna característica, por ejemplo, el género, este es típico. Y eso pudiese mejorar también este sesgo, pero con los grandes modelos de lenguaje o los modelos fundacionales es complejo porque para generar uno de estos modelos se requirió un poder de cómputo que no tiene cualquier persona. Entonces, nosotros a lo más podemos ir guiando un poco o ir mostrando qué hay detrás de estas plataformas. Muchas de las plataformas de los modelos de lenguaje funcionan con una memoria temporal que se llama RAG, por ejemplo, y no sabemos, por ejemplo, qué tienen estas memorias temporales y por lo tanto parte del análisis previo debiera mostrar qué fue lo que recuperó a lo mejor en ese rasgo, en esa memoria. Son elementos que se tienen que ir trabajando para, para verificar que no hay sesgo.
Perfecto. Muchas gracias, Diego. Am, Voy a continuar con una pregunta relacionada al sesgo. I'm going to continue with a question related to the bias, which was made by Alexis Silva. So it's related to how the responsibility of each area is addressed. Yeah? When we are faced with a bias or an error in the model's response. So I'm not. Please, Alexis, if that's all right. So, ¿cómo se enfrentan las responsabilidades internas de cada área desde una visión de auditoría interna frente a un error o sesgo en la respuesta de un modelo de inteligencia artificial? So, si entiendo bien, la pregunta es ¿cómo trabajamos ante un error, cierto? ¿Quién se hace cargo del error, no? Esa es la pregunta, Alexis. No sé si quisieras elaborar. No sé si está Alexis aún acá. Sí. So I'm going to repeat the question in English. So how we work, who is responsible of the mistakes that the AI can make or the bias that it can have when we work in internal auditing? How we face those responsibilities?
Yeah, that is I think that is a very good question. So when we talk about the responsibility, as I said earlier, I think the auditor's judgment is extremely important at the AI age. So for all the artificial intelligence products, the company, they always say, okay, we just provide they provide assistance, and for all the information you need to verify it. So for the responsibility part, I think first of all, of course, the auditors ourselves, we need to have the judgment. We need to, like, okay, AI can produce the results, but we need to verify. We need to know if the regulation that the AI generated is right, if the analysis is right. So the judgment is always the most important thing. That is one hand. Another hand is the companies. So when they try to provide AI, this is a follow-up from the previous questions. They need to try to improve the transparency. They need to provide clear instructions and the roadmap how they get the conclusion or the feedback. So this is also I think for the company responsibility for the companies. And I think there is another party that actually need to have some responsibilities, the government or the community, because at least in China, the government is trying to build the regulations for the AI usage, right? So we need to make sure that AI will not provide like false information like or like extremely false information. I don't know how to say it in English, but at least within a structure to make sure it can grow healthier. So I think this is also a very important responsibility for the government to have or establish this kind of regulation. Yeah, this is my answer. Thank you.
Me gustaría complementar mencionando que es una pregunta compleja porque depende mucho de la empresa que tú estés viendo. Por ejemplo, si muchas empresas, por lo menos lo que yo he visto en Chile, que tienen áreas de datos, son empresas más grandes, que tienen como área de datos establecida. Entonces, ahí hay varias potenciales responsabilidades. En primera instancia, quien pidió el requerimiento de generar un producto de datos debe verificar que exista una validación. Pero las empresas muchas veces no tienen una madurez en los desarrollos que generan para poder ir viendo cómo se establecen ciertas políticas. Por ejemplo, algunas empresas no tienen un data governance maduro, eh, y eso dificulta encontrar por dónde ir auditando todo este proceso y finalmente a quién responsabilizamos. Como se vio con el caso de Air Canada, finalmente cuando algo sale al mercado, potencialmente una corte podría responsabilizar a la empresa, pero internamente es complejo porque depende de la madurez de la empresa en, en este tipo de plataformas.
Muchas gracias a ambos. Thank you both for your reply. We are going to continue with the question of Patricio Pablasa. So he's asking if we could elaborate then on information confidentiality using any of the tools. I think it's talking about the presentation of Dr. Chu. So yes, how the tool LLM models or AI tools handle the information they capture from users' queries and questions. Entonces, Patricio Pablasa pregunta sobre la confidencialidad de la información, cómo la información entonces se recibe o cómo se procesa entonces por parte de estas herramientas. Y bueno, me imagino cómo extender un poco en esta idea, ¿cierto? ¿Cómo funciona esta confidencialidad? How confidentiality works then in these tools.
Okay. So for the data confidentiality, I think that is like a very let's say complex and challenging aspects of this kind of models. So at the moment, if you use the user using the open sourced or like a service or online big data models, you actually have all the information or interaction with that specific company. For example, you use GPT, you actually have all your information shared with OpenAI. In the right and terms, you agree with that. So this kind of interaction. But for the audit work, sometimes we work with very sensitive and confidential data. So in China, we have strict regulation that for the audit work, especially for the audits that not for the audit work in progress, not in public, they are not allowed to use these open big data models. What they can do is for the open sourced models, you actually can install it within your network. So in internal network, if you build this kind of model, so you can use within your company, that is permit. But of course, there's another issues there, is because everyone in the company, they actually use the same model. And for the auditors, for the internal auditors, they use this model to generate questions, for example. And for the employers in that company, they actually use the same models, so they can ask similar questions. They will get similar answers. So these are also a very challenging part. We're working on that. I know in China, there are several research groups that are working on that. They're trying to build different like small groups or kernels, trying to like only can share the information within that small group, or for each user they will have their own space, shared space. But I think, yeah, this is still a challenging part for the AI at the moment.
Thank you. Would you like to say something, Dr. Diego?
Mencionar una noticia de Sam Altman de ChatGPT que recomendaban utilizarlo como asistente, como terapeuta, algo así, dijo la noticia, porque mencionó que si hay un problema con la corte o alguna corte en Estados Unidos pide los datos, ellos tienen que entregarlos. Eh, es una noticia que apareció hace un tiempo atrás, por lo mismo decía que estén conscientes que la información que se entrega a ChatGPT pudiese eventualmente ser desclasificada frente a un tribunal o un juicio. Por lo tanto, me parece la única forma que es la que mencionó el profesor Sunji, que, que existan modelos de lenguaje o modelos propios en la empresa, en red interna. Sería la única forma si quieren resguardar la privacidad de los datos.
Perfecto, muchas gracias. Nos quedan dos preguntas. La primera es de Luis Hernán Burgos. The first question, one of the two questions left, is from Luis Hernán Burgos, and that he asked if can a company's financial statements be compared and verified to see if they agree with their respective accounting reports? I imagine like with these tools, yeah, with these models.
Yes, it's the comparison between the document, the public document, and the data, the data of the accounting report.
Perfecto. Can these tools be used for that? I imagine, yes.
Yeah, I think this is like a specific application for the AI. And I will put in this way, I think that is possible, but at the moment, the model, the language model or AI that we are using, you cannot expect to have the full report. Use one prompt to get everything compared with the data. That is not possible. There are a few ways to do that. One is we have the financial statement. We cut them into pieces or section by section, and we for the small portion, small part, we can compare it with the data, and then we combine them together to have a full list comparison. That is one way to do that, because the limitation of the model. When we have a lot of data to process, the data sometimes will not get the expected results or right results, or let's say satisfied results. Another way is what we call agents. So there's also it's quite similar. So we can check so for the financial report, when we generate this financial report, we have different workflows. And for each workflows, we can like extract them one specific flow and trying to use this small part to compare with the data. It's actually quite similar. So that's the results. You cannot at the moment to have one prompt to get that information that you want, but we have several ways to cut them into small pieces to trying to achieve that. Yeah, that is my answer.
Okay, thank you, Professor.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. We're gonna present then the last question, which is from Luis Carlos de la Torre, who is a student at our university working actually on his thesis about this topic. So thank you very much, Luis, for your words. So Luis is asking if we can, or how would be important to redesign the curriculum to incorporate these technologies into accounting and auditing education. ¿Cómo podría actualizarse entonces el currículum educacional en las áreas de contabilidad y auditoría para incorporar justamente estos temas? ¿Qué temas serían importantes de considerar? Which issues, which topics, which subjects would be important to incorporate in our curriculum, in your opinion?
Yeah, for me, personally, I'm not like fully understand these questions. I'm sorry. So, is that means that we what kind of aspect or topic that they can look into? I think for me personally, because I'm from computer science,
Yes.
what I'm thinking that is important to use this AI technology in auditing is actually you have to think like auditors. You try to use how we can use this technology on the shelf to make that the audit better or more efficiency. So this topic was like more appealing to me. So if you trying to like to look more into the computer science part, then you will find a lot of other subjects besides auditing, right? You can have a lot of different subjects. They will use a lot of different computer science technology, but within audit and accounting, for me personally, you actually find a specific auditing scenario and trying to see, okay, what's this scenario have some challenges that we can solve with artificial intelligence and find gaps there. Then trying to see, okay, what kind of technology that is on the shelf that I can use, maybe do some modification, we can make like a more suitable for that scenario. At least that is more appealing to me. Yeah, but I'm not sure I'm answering the questions right. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think it's clear the answer. Dr. Diego, would you like to give your opinion on this question?
Hemos estado trabajando en el departamento cómo agregar eso.
Mm.
El departamento tiene ramos de tecnología, tiene programación, y una de los dilemas que hemos enfrentado es si nos dejamos llevar por una tendencia o, o hacemos algo que realmente cambie un poco el core de la carrera. Em, Entonces, hemos estado viendo si lo dejamos como elementos extras al core, por dar un ejemplo, o incorporar en el core de la carrera. Entonces, por eso una pregunta compleja. Lo que sí puedo decir es que la tendencia para varias carreras, no solamente contabilidad y auditoría, es que se integran elementos de análisis de datos, se están integrando. Esa es la tendencia.
Perfecto. Muchas gracias, Diego. And a last comment of Manuel Carilaf, and I think it's related to this last question as well, is to clarify that the artificial intelligence is a great help, but we as auditors are the supervision barrier facing these mistakes that the AI can make. Yeah. So yes, I think I agree with that comment, and it's of course similar to what both presenters said today. So thank you very much, Manuel, for your intervention. And I'm not sure if I missed any question, or if anyone wants to add a last question to finish. If not, I'm gonna make the last question that like to both of our presenters to ask how do you envision auditing or accounting? How do you envision it can change if these tools continues to progress at their current pace? How do you envision auditing to continue in the future, in the next 10 years?
Wow, that is very like a very big ambitions and open questions. I think um, we definitely gonna use the large language models more in auditing. We were actually, for me personally, I think all the things, all the steps that are manually repeated standard procedures in auditing are going to be replaced by artificial intelligence. But if this job or the process that includes more analysis, more judgment, more communication, I think that is quite difficult, at least at the moment. I think it's quite difficult to replace by the AI. But I think I've read the reports for the auditing. Auditing contains a lot of repeated standard procedures, which gives like large room or areas for the AI tools. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. Maybe 20, 30, or even 40% of the repeated work are going to replace by artificial intelligence. And for the auditors or auditors in the future, I think first they have like experience is really important for auditors and have the good judgment. And third, at least know some programming or artificial related knowledge is quite important. Yeah. I think that is my answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that also, I think, complements the previous question about what would be important to add in the curriculum. Yeah, a lot of like keep the analytical mind. Yes, the judgment is important, and also teaching some tools and programming could be important to know. Diego?
Tengo poco que agregar. Comparto la visión. eh, lo que, lo que se ha visto hoy en día en otras carreras como programación es que se están reemplazando programadores junior. Entonces, posiblemente bueno, y se está valorando bastante un perfil un poco más analítico, y que sepa utilizar estas herramientas. Entonces, probablemente la tendencia va a ir también a contabilidad auditoría en esa parte. Va a reemplazar muchas veces los trabajos que hacen los juniors o recién egresados, son más de tipo repetitiva. Entonces, posiblemente vamos a tener que reforzar pensamiento crítico para que puedan integrar los análisis de datos, la inteligencia artificial, con la carrera en sí misma.
Perfecto, muchas gracias, Diego. Gracias a todas y todos los asistentes también. Thank you to Dr. Tui. And thank you for the patience between English and Spanish. We are trying this for the first time, so I really hope it worked, but we are welcoming any suggestion for the future. And well, before we finish, we would like to ask everyone to turn on their cameras, everyone that can, so we can take a final picture to save for this event. So everyone who likes to turn on their cameras, if they can do it now. Para terminar, les invitamos a encender sus cámaras a quienes puedan para poder tomar una foto para tener ahí para el recuerdo de este evento. Y les agradecemos también la paciencia y con la traducción. Es algo que estamos probando para este evento y nos gustaría también escuchar sus comentarios o leer sus comentarios ahí si pudieran enviarnos si funcionó bien o no y qué podríamos hacer mejor para la próxima vez. Ahí, Marcela, cuando quieras tomar una foto, pueden sonreír. You can smile to the camera if you want.
One moment. 1, 2, 3. Y Arsens. Ok.
Vamos a ver si podemos compartir la grabación. Vamos a ir a consultar con los presentadores, si están ok con ello. Así que, bueno, muchas gracias a todas y todos por su asistencia nuevamente. I want to especially thank Professor Tui for joining us today from very far, yes, thanks to these technologies that allow us to share this. And to the Nanjing Audit University as well for its presence here. And this is the first, hopefully, of many events that we can develop together. And the starting of a good collaboration between the two universities. So we hope to keep in touch. And yeah, thank you everyone for attending and your questions.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Gracias por todo.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, felicitaciones.
Muchas gracias.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye bye everyone. Thank you very much.
谢谢
Bye bye.
您。
Thank you. 谢谢。